Harada been telling us this for forever. He's been telling us that he sees AI as the future for forever. He sees it to where a combo will just automatically come out by itself. You get a 10-hit combo if I just press square, square, triangle for forever. So Tekken 8, they basically had their season 2 announcement live that came out with Harada and the crew. And the FGC is kind of up in arms, up in the tizzy about it. Is polarizing again. Now you got some players that's coming out and basically saying, "Look, this game is not going in a positive direction. This next season is looking trash." Then you got some people. The most that they can say is like, "Look, just wait till the game come out. Like maybe it'll be better. Just wait till it come out." So it's like they can't really say stuff is looking great. They're mostly just saying like, let's just not be too quick to say something bad. So some things that happened was basically they had no acknowledgement to a lot of the cheaters that's online. Tekken 8 has a lot of that going on. They didn't acknowledge that at all, didn't say anything about it. They also had no adjustments to heat. So a lot, you have heat basically every round. A lot of people were saying like, hey, at least have it like once every match. Like it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot going on, but they seem like it's going to be no change to that. Key charge no longer counter hits, so a lot of people was upset about that. That it takes away a lot of the flavor, a lot of the character of Tekken, making it what it is. And then also now if you launch off axis, it will now autocorrect, giving you an easier combo. So no longer do you have to learn situational combos. Like if you launch somebody in there off axis, Tekken 8 is going to automatically, fix it for you to where it's like, look, just do your combo normally. We're trying to make it easier for everybody to get into this. Now, we knew this is what Tekken 8 wanted. We knew this is what Harada and wanted. They wanted to make a game to where it's easier to get in. Everybody can play. They're closing the skill gap. But a lot of people are feeling like it's getting to a point to where seeing this actually come to fruition, how they're going to do it, is getting like crazy out of hand. It's just getting too much. It's like you're basically destroying Tekken as we know it. So how you gentlemen feeling about this, everything that's going on? We'll start with you, Mr. Gaming Live, because you seem very, very focused and ready to say something. So we'll start with you.
Well, I was actually looking at something else on the changes. I didn't realize apparently now Tekken throws deals damage.
Yep.
So I'll start with that one. Well, so first I'll say I do kind of agree with the sentiment of let's wait and see some of the stuff. But there are some things we've seen right now, like the one I just aforementioned, that are like, why are we doing this? So MK has this stupid thing where you take throws and you take damage. I don't understand why that's ever a thing in a fighting game. I do not get it. Like I'm taking the throw. It's already like in Tekken and Mortal Kombat, it's like a 50-50 really, because you have to. There's not like Street Fighter where you just press throw and it's just 100% guaranteed you take the throw as long as you press throw. And Tekken, you have to watch which is it, left throw, right throw, is it 1+2 grabs? So now I'm taking damage for this when it's already like a 33. It's like I got a 33% chance of taking a throw, probably even more. Like I don't get that. I just saw that and that's just like, okay, I think that shouldn't be in the game. The heat thing, I think that should be addressed because heat is like, I get it, it's a new mechanic, so you kind of want to drive the game in that direction to like really like people use the new mechanics. It'd be like a waste if you made a new mechanic and nobody used it. I get it. But man, heat is just like it's so aggressive. That's been the thing people talk about Tekken 8, is just so much more like aggressiveness. The thing with Anna's low, I saw, I'm like, okay, what are y'all doing? You did a low that looks like a natural combo. It did like 64 damage. Like that's damage off of a launcher like B&B. Like that shouldn't be damage off like a guaranteed low that hits and you do 64 damage. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So I don't know, like the whole thing with her chip damage on like when she puts like a debuff on you. I'm like, what's happening? Like what's going on now? And the only way you can get out of it is you just like, I guess, retaliate, hit her. I think either hit her on block or hit. They didn't really I didn't see. So I'm assuming it's just like you attack back and the debuff is gone. The whole key charging no longer gives counter hit is kind of weird because I'm like, key, like it's like a very specific thing. You have to actually do key charge. Like most of the time, I'm pretty sure you can get knocked out of. It's not like something that's like guaranteed from what I know. Like you have to do it. like you probably do like on a knockdown or something. Like there are characters like they mentioned how wrong like with his one of his moves, I forgot, it was like down back four or something that's pretty good with like counter hit. So just being able to give that move counter hit, that's good, but it's like the move is actually more so the problem than key charge. So that's kind of weird. I don't know why you would change that. Yeah, it's these changes are looking kind of interesting. Like I don't know, man. Like again, I know some people like just wait. Yeah, there's something that might not be as bad once we get it in application, but just looking at some of these things, the whole like changing the combos that's like auto correcting on the off axis launch, that's a little weird. And you know what? The first thing I thought about was when Harada was mentioning like AI type stuff in video games and fighting games. I'm like, that's kind of one of the first steps to this, because now a person doesn't have to like you do. I actually think it's pretty cool when you do combos and it's like, oh, it's a little off axis and you can get like more damage or more optimal combos by like launching and then knowing to do a side step here or like shifting yourself in a direction just slightly. I think that's pretty cool. And now taking that away is kind of like that kind of gives us that skill gap of what we need in like these games. Like you just can't like off axis combo like, oh, it just kind of auto corrects on its own. I think they did mention that like if it's too much of a off axis, it won't correct. But I don't know. I've said enough. Some of these changes look kind of weird to me. I get it. They want the game to be fun and bombastic, but some of this stuff looks a little weird, man.
All right, it's on you, MC Amazing.
Well, first off, that change in regards to like the taking damage when you break a throw, I was like, wow, they basically just turned every character in the game into Astaroth from Soul Calibur 6, because that's what happened. Like if you broke a throw from Astaroth, you would take damage. So I'm like, that's just one more aspect of that game that's been cannibalized into Tekken. So that's really interesting. The whole thing with like, well, Mr. Gameless was talking about with the off-axis thing, like I thought of the exact same thing you did when they are talking about AI. I was like, wow, really? Like this is kind of going in that direction. I mean, when they were talking about making the controls like more simplified, more easier for people to like use, I'm like, how much more simple do they need to be? I mean, not to say that it's like super like brain dead, but it's Tekken, right? A lot of these are there's a lot of directional inputs, right? There's down back four, down back two, down forward three, up forward four, that kind of thing. So I'm like, wow, how much more simpler are you going to make it? Like and then of course that also made me think, I'm like, oh, so we're going to start going in the direction of AI where we're just having the game play for us, I mean, eventually, I don't know, man. Like that's not really what I mean. As a person who's played Tekken for a while, that's not really what I think of when I think of Tekken. It's all very strange. The whole debuff thing with Anna, that's cool, kind of, but also very, very interesting. I'm like, how many other characters have something like that in the game off the top of your head that you can think of? I don't think I can't think of anybody. Like,
right now.
Yeah, that's so. I mean, are they going to add that for other characters? Add debuffs for other characters? Like maybe when King grabs you and he does something like a certain grab, you lose like attack power. Your attacks do less damage or something like that. Like where are we going with this? Like what is the end? That's what I kind of want to know. What is the end game for some of these changes? The whole thing with the key charge. That's just weird, man. I'm not even sure why that was a necessary change to begin with, because I mean, like, yeah, it really does kind of, a lot of stuff that people were doing before is now completely not viable anymore. It's just not viable anymore. Certain strategies you just can't use anymore. Also, they took away, like, I guess, like some of the armored heat engagers. Like they don't actually do that anymore. They just completely erase that. They're going to be erasing that. That's kind of weird because you went through all the effort of putting that function into the game. Like this is the heat game. Like this Tekken 8 is the heat game. And then some of the moves that used to give you that, the heat engage, don't do that anymore. So it's kind of like, wow, man, I don't know. But going back, I was watching the Rufomonger video, and one statement he made was, it's like, you say that you want to have the game more geared towards defense, but then you make it so when somebody breaks a throw, they take damage. So it's kind of like it's kind of like, what sense does that make? Really, it's like, yeah, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Talking about like, yeah, I don't know. It seems like they're trying, but then they're also, it's like one step forward, two steps back in regards to like a defense, at least in my mind. So I don't know.
Yeah. For me, it's kind of like, what do you want from me? Like, you're claiming that you wanted to be more defensive, but what do you really want from me? If I can't take a grab without taking like that, what do you want from me? Like, really, really, what do you want from this game? What do you want from us? Like, am I literally just supposed to like seeing it beat in the face until I can find some type of magical way to come out being on, like I can sneak in and attack it? Like, do you really just want to be pure 100% defense all the time? Like getting rid of counter hits and stuff like that when it comes to like the key charge mode. Like, what do you really want from us? But see, the thing about it is, like, for me, it's really hard to like look at this and get really any type of upset about it or feel any type of like strong vigor about it. Harada been telling us this for forever. He been telling us what he want from this game for forever. He's been telling us that he sees AI as the future for forever. He's been telling us that he sees it to where a combo will just automatically come out by itself if you just do this. You get a 10-hit combo if I just press square, square, triangle for forever. He's been telling us what he sees the future of games being for forever. He's been telling us that he want everybody in their mama to play the game for forever. And it's just the stuff that we're seeing is coming to fruition. So I really think a lot of people are just kind of like, they're just playing Tekken. And then next thing you know, a change happens and they're seeing stuff. And they're like, where is this coming from? If you've been checking out the interviews Harada's been doing, he's been saying this for forever. He's been saying, and that's why I said before we even started, we said in a previous podcast that we wondered by the time that Tekken 9 or Tekken 10 came out, will people even recognize or still be playing Tekken? We've been see the thing about it is you can we can like fuss, holla on social media all we want to. But if Harada and them just digs their feet in the ground, stands their ground, and just don't move and just keep. They kind of know that after a while, like the immediate will be there. But if they just keep seeing numbers do this, okay, just endure the hollering. Just endure it. We keep seeing the numbers go up. We keep seeing stuff is getting played. We keep seeing people are buying the game. Why would I change? I keep seeing the numbers go up, and that's what I want. So at the end of the day, if it keeps going like this and y'all really don't like it, you're gonna have to show them with your dollar. Because at the end of the day, we've been seeing that Tekken 8 is having better projection numbers than Tekken 7. And they prolonged Tekken 7 more than they were supposed to because Tekken 7 was doing fantastic. And they're on the road to be doing even better with Tekken 8. So at the end of the day, they're seeing like, yeah, y'all hollering, but the numbers keep going up. So once again, all this stuff that we're seeing right now, it's like Devin said, Harada been telling y'all this. He been telling y'all this. I've been saying that the stuff is wonky. I've been saying that the stuff is crazy. I've been saying it's gonna get to a point where you can just, you ain't gonna be able to like recognize because like even 5DX said, he was like, man, y'all changing stuff to where like Tekken ain't even Tekken no more. Like you getting rid like you automatically changing like to where we ain't gotta learn like off axis combos. It's a 3D game. It's 3D.
Yeah.
Anyway, anybody else got anything to add? He been told y'all just ain't listening.
He mentioned the Astra thing, and that's interesting because Astra, it was so in Soul Calibur, I remember from 4, you could not take back throws except unless you were Valdo, Astra, and in 5, I think Zawak could take back throws. So you got grab from the back, you couldn't take it. But those characters could because those characters, well, Astra specifically, he was like the grappler character. So it makes sense. Like he mentioned, like you take damage from him. It makes sense because he's like the grappler. So his throws should technically be stronger. His threat of throws to be stronger. So in this game, they could have gave King that, like the grappler heavy characters. Yeah. Hey, if you take one of King's grabs, or you take damage because like he is the throw specialist. So like in a way, his throw game should be a lot scarier. It's supposed to be scarier. But just doing it overall, like I mentioned with Mortal Kombat, I hate Like, I absolutely despise the throw system in Mortal Kombat. I wish they would change it. They probably never will, but it's just so stupid. It's a 50-50. You have to take front throw or back throw with two different button inputs. And then on the top of that, taking throws, you take damage. It's just one of the stupidest things I've ever seen, because it's like, maybe they were like, these pros, people are taking throws too much. Because I mean, a lot of times you see high level Tekken, you don't really see people get grabbed a lot. It's like throws are tech immediately. But I mean, that's just like it's hard, it's skill. Like they have trained to do that. It's not like easy to tech throws in Tekken. So if you're able to consistently do that, I feel like you should be rewarded for it. You shouldn't be now punished because I'm good at taking throw. Oh, I can take all the throws up. I'm gonna be literally killing myself. Like, you'll take more damage from taking the throw, but it's like over time I'm still killing myself on top of the damage they're already doing to me. Like, just imagine Anna. She's doing chip damage with just attacking you now, and then also you just gonna be taking damage from her throws. I don't know how good she's gonna be. She's looking really good. We don't know just yet, but that 64 damage load, topped with taking throws, taking damage, topped with her insane chip damage, and we don't know what type of setup she'll have. She might be able to keep you into this debuff longer than you need to be. Because, like I said, I don't think it stays on as long as you don't hit her, I believe, from what they mentioned. So I don't know. That's just odd to me, man. Like, it's so much stuff in this game, like taking away the key charge. I just don't see how that really moved the needle. I just don't see how they move the needle. The off axis thing, like Rexon just mentioned, it's a 3D game. It's that it's gonna be weird situations. That's been 3D games. Up on the wall is weird. All that type of stuff. That's been weird. Like, 2D games even have that type of stuff. You have to adjust, like, for corner combos, mid screen. So that, like, what are we gonna do in 2D games in mid screen? We're gonna make it easier where, like, you do a combo and, like, it pulls them closer to you. Like, you have to learn those little nuances. That's what fighting games are about. That's what competitive gaming is about. Period. I don't know. It's like I played Tekken. The game was fun, but it's just like, even the heat stuff was just kind of like, bro, like, you hit somebody with you can't move. One of the things I hate about Tekken 8 is, like, all of those heat engagers, like, just doing the heat. Every time it felt like I was far enough away to block it. It's like it just had the smallest frame hit me. I'm like, it's almost like a lot of moves in Street Fighter. Sometimes, like, when people jump in on you, or they do like a heavy attack, it's like, no matter how prepared you are for it and how far you think you are for it to whiff, it still hits you. And I'm like, that's something I'm kind of getting annoyed at in fighting games now. It's like they're making certain things just like they hit you. It's like, it's gonna hit you. It's like some little magical magnet is pulling you towards you, and those heat. Every time I was like, okay, I block. Oh, I made a whiff. No, but you still block it, just like the last little knuckle. I'm like, bro, like, now I'm in frame disadvantage. I'm like, bro, it's just like all this plus frames, and I get it, because people were complaining Tekken 7, oh, it's not interesting enough. People are just moving back and forth and playing fussies. Oh, you mean part of fighting games? So they was like, well, we gonna make it. Oh, you want to see some spectacle? Oh, we got some spectacle for you. So I don't know, man. Like I said, we'll have to see how this new season develops, as always. But Rexon mentioned earlier, there are some things we're seeing at face value now that just don't seem like they're gonna make sense. But who knows? It might come out and it might be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Some people are already like, man, this looks great. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll be honest. The thing about it is that, like, what it comes down to is that all of like we've already stated before, and, like, the people who are actually really competitive in, like, fighting games in general, like, make up such a small population of the people who actually buy the game, right? Like, most of the time the game is bought by people who, like, aren't going to go to a tournament like that. You know what I mean? They just want to play fighting games with their friends or hang out, whatever, just be casual about it. So that's what this is tailored towards. They're trying to get that market. They want those people to buy the game. So, and people don't want to feel, nobody wants to play a fighting game and feel inept. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to go and play a fighting game and feel like, oh man, I'm just sitting here getting beaten up on and I can't do anything. Or if they do a combo, they want to feel like the people they see at Evo or at Texas Showdown and stuff like that. They want to feel like that. They want to feel like what what they think that feels like, you know. So if you don't have, if you remove that like layer a little bit, yeah, for everybody else who's playing competitively, then yeah, it's like not that great, right? But for everybody else who's like just kind of like, you know, I just want to wake up and just launch somebody and then do a combo into the wall and then do like a quarter of somebody's health, then this is for them. This is for them, you know? And I mean, it stinks because like on the one hand, it's like I've kind of been like a proponent of making games a little bit more accessible, but there's gotta, in my mind, there has to be a line that you don't cross to where you like kind of like start dumbing down the game a little bit too much, you know, like where the game is a little bit too accessible, you know, where it's just kind of like, okay, well, why am I practicing this game if the game is just going to play for me? You know, there's like like when you're playing a fighting game, you're putting a certain amount of effort in, you're putting in time, you're putting in hours learning how to play a character, learning different setups, learning all this stuff just to have it basically mean nothing because the game plays for you. Yeah, man. In addition to that, it's like when you're talking about like getting hit by the heat engagers and there being like that little bit of like space that it's almost like I still got hit by it, like I'm magically getting hit by it. Man, fighting games already as they are made in their natural state right now have so much stuff going on behind the scenes that you cannot see. Well, you really can't see. It's stuff with like frame data and all of that, so much stuff. And all you're doing is just adding that extra bit that you really like another invisible thing that's going on in the background that you can't see, that you can't really count on. Because oftentimes in Tekken, what you're trying to do is, at least for me, I don't know how it is for all of you out there, but there are a lot of things that you're looking at where somebody is on the screen, like you launch somebody, and yeah, you're kind of like timing it, but also how much does that character weigh? Is that a heavy character? Is that a light character? You know, all this, you're judging stuff by what you see on screen, by what's going on screen, where the person is. So adding a bunch of stuff that you can't see, that you can't necessarily count on or really calculate that's going on, it's just like it just really messed up, man. Because like I said, it's already tough enough. You already have, like, I mean, we didn't even really have like frame meters in the game until in like fighting games in general until like a few years ago, you know? So now you're gonna add this in addition to that, and then going back to like Anna, it's like going back to the whole thing about making the game a little bit more defensive. So you say you want to tailor it more towards defense, that you make it so when you break grabs, you take damage, and then you make a character that can put a debuff on you that makes you take chip damage. So you say that you want to do one thing and you make a character completely counter to that. Like, what sense does that make? So I just want to know, like, you're going to have to come out with a laundry list of like these 1,200 changes that you're trying to make in the game. And it better not be on like some like move that nobody uses, you know, in the command list. Because remember, everybody has like 8 million moves. So it's going to be like that one move that nobody uses that you're going to change all the properties for, just like you decided to arbitrarily, for some reason, change the properties for counter hit, which makes no sense. It's like, well, you know, it hasn't been changed before. So, you know, I mean, it's long overdue for a rework. It's like, but okay, maybe you can make that argument, but this was the direction you decided to go with it? Why this direction? What sense does that make? How does that like affect your game plan overall? What is the end goal, you know, for this? Like for doing that? What is the end goal for that? You know,
Well, the thing about it is it's not gonna make any sense. We know with companies all the time, the thing that they do is they have something that they want to do, and then they gonna do it. But how they present it to you, they'll just say they'll present it in a way to try to make it seem like that it makes the most sense. But really, if you sit back and think about it, you're just like, but that don't make no sense. Like if you do this, everything that you've let us know Tekken is up to this point, you're basically going in a different direction. So why don't you just come out and say we're trying to change what Tekken has always been? But they know that's hard to do because Tekken has been known as one of the games that's like a legacy fighter. Like you can go from this one to this one to this one to this one, pretty cool. So that's their base. They built this for the last 3 decades. So more than 3 decades. So it's like I it would be better if you just came out and was honest. Like, look, like, because like he's done it in those interviews. Like when you go and watch like Event Hub, look at Event Hub's articles, or you go look at these, I'm not gonna slaughter the name. These different like articles that he'll do in Japan and stuff like that. He'll give you inklings of it then, but then next thing you know, come into this Tekken live, and then just say like, well, we've been trying to we work this and tinker that. It's just been something that's been long overdue. No, just say you trying to say what you said in that article. I see a future in fighting games where AI is going to take over. I see that future. I see a future in games to where like you press 2 buttons and get a 30-hit combo. Say it, Harada. Tell all the Tekken fans when the Tekken fans are watching. It'll make more sense than this. And people just being like, why are you doing this? This don't make no sense. Like, this isn't Tekken. Like, I understand y'all trying to close the gap, but at least listen to this. Like, this don't make no sense. Just tell them by the time Tekken 9 and Tekken 10 come out, that Tekken go look totally different. We gonna go into a whole new world. Maybe I don't know if Bandai Namco got your hands tied behind your back and beating you until you say something, or if you don't totally agree. I don't know what it is. Maybe you agree with this, maybe you don't. But be honest. But that's the thing about companies. They can't just come out and be honest. They can't just come out and say, look, by the end of Tekken 8, we don't know if Tekken 8 gonna look anything like 1 through 7. Then people probably stop buying it. They might stop buying it. Or you might come in and people will just be like, all right, we'll give it a chance. One of two things is gonna happen. But at least be honest. But being 100% honest, that's not safe with the money. So, because I mean, and that's another thing. Harada has told you they trying to make money. They trying to make money. Stuff ain't gonna make sense if the goal is just look. I'm trying to get the money on it. I'm trying to have Grandma Gretchen, Little Susie, Little Billy, and you, the fighting game pro, all playing one game. I'm trying to have all y'all playing one game and enjoying one game. How we gonna do it? Like this. Are you gonna like it? I mean, if they just be, that's why I say it's not surprising because we've looked at the things Harada have said up until this point, and it's going with what he said he gonna do. The man said, I see a future where AI is taking over games. When you see him basically doing stuff like he's doing right now, and he's basically told you that he sees that offense and high powered action. He was saying that before Tekken 8 came out, and then we saw Heat and all this other stuff, and we was like, oh, he wasn't playing. He been telling you.